who's the greatest of all time to you? Like, do you think it's possible to build a team, an NBA team around a point guard? Is that possible?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
who?
because
Okay, so if you had to build a team around any point guard in history, any point guard, who would it be?
Magic Johnson.
Mm. Is he the
And
greatest?
like, so look on the show, that's one of the questions is like, if you can replace a point guard for like yourself, you know what I mean? So for example, like, yo, take Steve Nash off Phoenix at that time and let me rock with them, let him rock with New Orleans. Everybody says like the Lakers, but you gotta keep Magic.
Mm.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Magic is like, dog, you know what I mean? Like,
He was
he's
like
magic.
he was like
You
a
know what I mean?
life,
Like,
a
he's
life
magic.
force.
Yeah, he's magic, bro. And so, like, if it was a point guard to build around, it would probably be Magic Johnson. I would say Luka Doncic. If you're thinking like a current guy, Steph Curry. Show that you can build a winning program around Steph Curry. So those would be, some of the. And then Isaiah Thomas, obviously, he's a point guard, all point guards. So those would be my guys.
What would your take on? I had the pleasure. I live here in the Washington D.C. area, and the past year I got to watch Russell Westbrook every game. I mean, and to see what he did from a triple double, like I don't think people realize how hard it is to get a triple double. Yet this guy has had like more triple doubles. I think between him, Magic, and Oscar Robinson, all the other players in the history of the game combined do not have as many triple doubles as those three men. Like it seems it's insane. Like where do you put Russell in the stack?
I put Russell up there. I put Russell up there. I think like Russell has redefined like the point guard position is sort of like being called like the hybrid guard now.
Yeah.
Right, where they're multifunctional, scoring, passing, kind of do everything. I think Russ doesn't get enough credit for being a superstar that plays hard.
Yeah.
Right? You can't get a triple-double going out there bullshitting, right? You can't get a triple-double like taking a day off. You know what I mean? It's like you are pretty much like playing over your capacity. You know what I mean? As far as like what you have to endure to affect the game from a rebounding, assist, and a scoring perspective. You know what I mean? And so Russ doesn't get enough credit, right, for being a superstar who has like the impact of like playing hard and like bringing it every fucking night to average a triple double. That means you have to. That means you have to be the guy out there, no matter what, burning the most energy, causing the most havoc. You know what I mean? And playing at the highest frequency.
That's some creative player shit. It's like some.
You know what I mean?
Like a video game.
So,
I mean, to me, that is the most important. I mean, that to me, that is the peak of what you could do. A triple double. It doesn't always have to be points, rebounds, and assists either. I mean, it could be steals, it could be blocks. What's that?
You can get a quadruple double.
Yeah.
Is there something? I always play devil's advocate to certain things, Baron, to keep things balanced on this show that we have here. Is there something to all that individual talent connects sometimes be a weakness from a team standpoint? So when you think of somebody who has all this talent individually built up into them, is that a sign of kind of like a weak, or how does that play out and distribute out in terms of like the team dynamic of things? And would it be better to have multiple individuals who have a certain, and I think of something like Moneyball, like that movie and that program, right? With I think was the Athletics or the A's or whatever it was. But is there something to, sacrificing kind of individual exploits and triple doubles and quadruple doubles, but versus like spreading that talent out across the team to make sure that you have a kind of consistent strategy as a team? Or, just want to like put that out there and see what your mind says about it.
Yeah, I mean that is a good point. I think in a scenario like this, you got to look at what are you surrounded with, right? In your in his first, triple-double MVP year, when KD left, like, that team led the league in rebounds. You know what I mean? And so you have a point guard that's getting 10 rebounds. That's added value. You know what I mean? You have a point guard getting 10 assists, right? A lot of point guards average about 5 or 6 that start, right? Or, 7. And that's a really good point. That's a good guard, right? So he's going over that, right? And a lot of times it's the way you coach a player like that, right? You always want to have somebody that can win you basketball games. My coach used to say, when I remember when I first got to Golden State, and I was like, damn, dude, this dead as a doorknob. Like, I see why we losing, you know what I mean? And all that shit. And he said, man, just like, you don't even have to say that. Just go around the room. There's 82 games. Look at each person and tell me how many games that they're going to win for you this year. You know what I mean? And so do you want the guy who can rebound well but can only get you, he's capable of 4 wins by himself, right? 8, if he plays within the, 8 if he plays within the team, 12 if he plays above, average, right? That's 12 out of 82. You know what I mean? And so you want the guys that can win you the games. You just got to get the right people around them, right? To be able to complement that. So when you look at Washington, it's not a very complimentary team, right? It's very guard heavy. And then other than that, it's like big men who haven't really come into their own, and they haven't come into a style where everybody can feel comfortable contributing and, being effective, and so is that on the coach, it's on management, it's other elements, right? But Russ is doing his job. You know what I mean? Give me that triple-double and that energy anywhere else, right, with great players around, right, where he can be put in his best capacity. You got a hell of a player. But he's been playing, remember, above and beyond his capacity. Every night, bro.
Every night.
Now, to your point, Tom, that is the hardest shit to do. Now, I don't know how he fucking does it, but he is able to perform above his capacity in order to be able to do that every night.
He a fucking killer.
Right? And you can't be going and thinking about it like, I'm about to get a triple-double. It's like, that's got to be the way you play.
He just plays that way each and every night.
That's got to be the way you play,
Yeah.
So I'd rather have that. But to your point, it can be disruptive if you don't have the right energy to complement that.